The original plans called for all vented soffit. I didn't like the look, and if I was going to heat it, I think it'd be a little more challenging to do that if everything was vented. So what I decided to do is go with 2 solids vented, 2 solids vented, and we'll keep that pattern all the way down the line, which I did on the other side. The easiest method that I found to cutting this is you get your measurement from inside the track. So put your tape measure inside the track, butt it up against the wall, and measure to the outside edge in minus a 1/4 inch or a half. I found 24 1/4 was exactly where I needed it, because it's 24 1/2. So I marked my line, and what I do is I get like 4 of these all in a row. Get 4 of them just perfect. Bring your line up over a block of wood that you have set, so it gives it just enough room to fall. And actually we need to back this up a little bit. And you're going to want to position it to where when you start cutting this and it gets slack and it starts falling, that it doesn't start bending over on itself, because that'll mess your last couple cuts up over on this end. And of course, you'll have your saw blade in backwards, and that will give you nice clean cuts. And I'll show you that here. There you go. You got 4 perfectly sized, perfectly cut pieces in a row, or all at once. 1 cut, 4 pieces. Bring them on out here and start hanging. I'm just correcting my pattern right here is what is going on. And we can use these vented pieces that I took down. Same application, but yeah, you get the idea. Nice and straight, and it's clean on both sides. I mean, that's the way to go. I was doing each one of these by hand for a little while, but man, that is just kind of sloppy, and it does not add to your production value. So cut it with the saw, fellas. I resisted the urge at first, but now I'm a believer. And it's a little too cold. It's about 44 degrees. So I was tacking these in with my air stapler, and it was cracking them. I am tacking them each in by hand, as you will see. So that's fun. Each one by hand. So you leave it just enough. You got to give it some wiggle room. You don't want to drive these all the way home, because you expand and contract and all that good stuff. So you got to leave some room for that. There we go. Or push it all the way up against the wall, and then you're going to want to pull it about a 1/4 inch back. Not quite, and then tack it in there. Quick little tidbit on how I'm finishing this. So I cut away with my multi-tool about a 1/4 inch off of my fascia here, and extended it into there. And then I put some Tyvek wrap up here, and I tucked it all the way up underneath ice and water shield. And we'll button that down with a cap nail. And we'll do the same over here, and I will Tyvek tape all that. From here, ice and water shield here that extends up onto the roof there, and then up onto the existing garage. And then I have flashing ran all the way down, step flashing and shingles all the way down to here, with kick-out flashing here that'll go into the gutter once we add those. And this will hopefully be all nice and watertight. And I'll add my pieces of siding back up. just a little extra layer of security there. So that's wrapped all the way up underneath like that. So now I can continue on with completing my soffit. Just had to get that buttoned up first. Beautiful hit in there, Ace. Kind of hard to do it with one hand. We will finish with an F channel from that corner out. And I'll show you how we do that. Probably going to be around 24. We'll measure right from the wall. Yeah. So we'll make it 20, 24 and 3/4 because I want to extend our little finish piece underneath here, and we'll cut that. I'll show you how to cut these two first. Close enough, and then you can bend it on itself and then meet those cuts perfectly. What you will find with a piece that's just cut to length, if you want it to get it butted up, actually it looks like we're going to be able to tuck, so that might work out pretty nice. We're able to tuck behind this now, but over there you can finish it like that, or what you can do is to sneak it back in there. We'll cut a 45. Okay, 45 it, and then that 45 ends right there is what you will cut at a 90. So what you're left with is something like this. 45 cut. You can leave this or cut it off. Here is our mock-up. Our fascia up level. With this, we're gonna have to rip this off right here. So, which is the entire width of the fascia board. So we'll take that off because I want this to sit up nice and flush. If you see that little gap where we're sitting now, I want this up here so I make that fascia board fit real nice. So we will mark with our pencil where we need it. We'll take this out. Take our little mock-up piece out of here. Take our pencil where it's sitting now and just give it a little mark, and we will cut that off. All right, we got our F channel finished on this side, and we have our 9.5 inch piece here. Kind of slide this in. This is how it'll look when we're all finished. So, not bad. And it's completed all the way down the line. And then we can start running our siding up to that. Fascia, siding. Gable end soffit is fun when you have a roof intersection such as this. It progressively gets smaller. Here's kind of a good look at the flashing that we did here, which it is shingled all the way up underneath there. So any water runoff is going to be just fine. I'll give you a little bit better of a view there. There's the valley up there. Anyway, we're not focusing on that. What we're doing here is, I mean, you could use the, to get this soffit up, you could use the fascia just to hold it up, the vinyl. But what I'm doing here is I have a specialty tool right here. I use little tiny screws here to hopefully screw that bad boy up there. So maybe not. All right, I can't risk this, but anyway, that's what I'm gonna do, hopefully. All right, I'll give you a little better look at what I had to do. In there, I just ran one little 3-inch piece up, and I couldn't even get my air stapler in there to get that J channel in there. So I mean, I got one staple in it, good enough, and it's holding that F channel back in there. I don't know if you can see that. This F channel right here, it's holding that, and then I just came and toenailed something on there, 2 of my trim nails, and I will put fascia over to cover that. I think this one's just gonna have to get secured with fascia. Tricky. Let's try this again. I snip some off. All right, I got that piece in, and it's just gonna have to get covered by fascia to keep it there. I don't have anything other than like glue, which I might throw a little dab of glue in there just to hold it, but that should hold it. And here is the finished product up underneath there. Wow, I pushed that one piece out of, hold on. All right, there we go. That is the finished product. So from the top, once I get the fascia on there, I think it's gonna look okay. Definitely probably will not see it from the bottom, but that's how it's gonna be done, because that's the best I can do. There you have it. Let's kind of zoom up in there. Not too bad from the bottom. Once we get our fascia on there, I don't think you'll see anything. You can see our patch job on the shingles there. I'm just waiting for a warm day when they'll lay down. That's it. There's our corner there. You'll see that I had to run it upside down to kind of get a nice finish there. So that F channel is indeed ran upside down, and you know, our aluminum fascia will overlap all that, and you won't see the bottom of that F channel that is pinned up there. So that's it. Any questions, comments, concerns, as always, leave them down in the comments section.